Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to some Victoria 3 and the Wolf of Wallachia. All right. Let's get back into this. I always want to say it's been a while. It's the regular old schedule. We were last at it on Wednesday last week, though we didn't get to do the morning session today, unfortunately, but we do have tonight. As always, with how my debacles have been going, let me do my good luck charm. Make sure everything's working. Hello, me. All right, right back at you, buddy. There we go. Okay, let's get this started. Let's see here. Hey, Mauricio, look, hello, hello. Was looking forward to more. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming back. As always, good to see you, friend. How are you? Hope all is well. All right, let's catch up on where we are here. So we are Romania. We have formed Romania. We are independent. So we are no longer under the Ottomans. So as a reminder, we are going for the Romania achievement here. As a Romanian nation, form Romania and directly own all Romanian homeland states. So, the last ones we got to get this one from Russia, Bessarabia. And then we have a couple to get from Austria here. So, we need Austria and Moldavia. Not up here, right? No. Northern Transylvania. Southern Transylvania. Banat. Not that one. Yep, and then Bekes. So those are the ones we need. We're up to 80 construction points. So we're making a military shipyard so that we can start getting a navy. Then steel university, paper, railways. All right. Yeah, we're getting infrastructure from the rural folk because they're happy. Because I think, yeah, we're close to our infrastructure here. Now, something that I want to look into here before we get started today, if we look at the French power block, let's see. Oh, hello, El Gwyn Yapet. Hello, form Italy next series. You know, I've been thinking about that one. Because there is. So as always, I love to add an achievement into things. And there's Venice Vidivici. Where is it? Let's find. Yeah, Venice Vidivici. As Venice have the most trade centers in the world, so we could release Venice as independent at game start, and then try to form Italy. So yeah, hey, not a bad idea actually. I might think about that. I do love a good Italian unification run. I find that one to be a very satisfying run. John, hello, hey, welcome back. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So, France has a power block. It's a military treaty, and they have aggressive coordination 3. And the thing I'm looking at is can call power block members with the call ally sway in all diplomatic plays. So the other one of these, I think it's defensive coordination. You can only call people in a defense if you're on the defense of a diplomatic play. By the way, can you try to colonize Africa? We will try. Once we get all of Romania, then we'll focus on that. But yeah, hopefully, we'll probably be able to try for that before the end of the series. But first, let's get all of Romania. Jacob, hello. What's up, y'all? What's up to you? How you doing? Good to see you. Italy is great to play because you're not too strong, but not too weak either. So you can get a balanced game. Yeah, and can try most mechanics. Yeah, I like it because, for one, I like to play a smaller nation. So it's hard to do like Prussia, Austria, even like the Netherlands and Belgium. But the Italian states, they start off, they have a lot of potential, but start off a little smaller. So, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Transvaal, Orange, Gaza's free money. With this game, you got this. Yeah, usually, right? Usually. Well, we're gonna need a navy before we even start thinking about that. You could do it now. Nah, I mean, I definitely can't do it now. First of all, we don't even have a navy. We also don't have any colonization laws yet, and I think we need to finish forming Romania before we do that. But we are going to try to get into the French power bloc, because then we could call France in as an ally in a diplomatic play. So, let's see, minus 30% war goal maneuver cost for all diplomatic play initiators. That's nice. Plus 15% infamy generation. Okay, that's not great. Minus 15% war exhaustion from casualties. So far, this one is looking pretty good. I've been addicted to Shwia in Ethiopia. In related news, I like pain. Yeah, Ethiopia is a run I've been planning for a while. Form Ethiopia. This is always so fun over here. Shwia is a good one to start with too. Yeah, that's definitely on the docket. Let's see, what are our... So we have guarantee independence. So they're guaranteeing our independence. We have a power block, embassy, trade, and goods transfer. So what is the French power block influence over us? So we have 209. They're going to go to 307, so it's not enough. We need to give them a little more. I heard Ethiopia barely has resources. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done an Ethiopia run, so I have to refresh myself on all of it, but still might be a fun one to do. So what else can we give them other than investment rights? I don't want to give them investment rights. Primary culture with low acceptance, so we could work on that. So ours is Romania, European heritage, Romanian. We're on national supremacy. So heritage trait only gets 40, because I'm pretty sure we only share the heritage trait with France. Yeah, Francophone, European heritage. So, if we could switch to anything other than national supremacy. So, let's see. If we switch to racial segregation, they would get up to 50. Yeah, they'd still be an open prejudice. We need to get them to 60. So, I guess, ideally, we get to cultural exclusion. But we got to get off slavery first. Okay. What else could we give them in a treaty other than investment rights? Well, if they gave us trade privileges, well, this treaty's already at that, so... Yeah, what if we started from -5? You could try to buy the rest of Moldavia from Russia with a treaty. Well, no, Moldavia is Austria, but we do need to get Bessarabia from Russia. Yeah, we could try to buy... I find, though, state transfers are really hard to get from people. We could try it, but I don't know if we have the money for that. But we could give it a try. Historically, Ethiopia is directly connected to the Italian conquest. Oh, interesting. Huh. I'll have to look into that. Because I do love looking at some of the history of the runs before I do them. Correct. No coal, iron in lands guaranteed to cause radicals in tension. No sulfur, and no one can read. But what's the difficulty? They don't got this, they don't got that, they don't got this, they don't got that. All right. It's not much here that we could really get. Like, okay, so we got the trade privileges. Maybe we could try to sell... What if we tried to sell them fabric? So, yeah, we're at, like... Ooh, actually, this could be massively beneficial to us. And then, is there anything else here? Oh, silk. Let's sell them some silk. You know, we don't sell all of it. We do want some for ourselves. When you attack Austria, will you liberate some countries from them? Ideally, I would like to liberate Hungary and really, like, hurt their power. I generally lure Britain into making Ethiopia protectorate, then invite every one of their enemies to support independence. It's not a bad way to do it, honestly. Wow, man. I don't know if this treaty is going to work. I really am not going to give them investment rights. Though I suppose if we did... No. I'm not even going to go down that path. I'm not going to go down that path. I feel like that's kind of what killed her. Or not kill, but hurt us in the Morocco run. Let's see. Yeah, see, and then in the end, this only gives us a 10% chance. I really want to get into their power block this episode. But they really don't want to give us trade privileges. We could just do this. I mean, this will... Will this generate leverage? I mean, it will a little bit. Well, let's do this for 10 years. It'll definitely give us a lot of money. Alright, we'll see. Alright, away we go. Hey! Ooh, we got money now. We got money for 10 years now. Alright. Well then, it's time to make some construction sectors. Wood's a little expensive. Oh, did I just kill the fabric industry for my fabric for my construction sectors here? It's very satisfying to have the most literate and powerful country in Africa without it being North African. Oh yeah. I don't know. We did a Transvaal run, and I would say, yeah. Or I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. It is very satisfying. That is true. Yeah, we did a Transvaal run where we pretty much got to that, and it is very satisfying. But yeah, Ethiopia. It's not a bad idea for maybe a next run. Alright, so let's do 2 more construction sectors. We'll definitely get to 10 this episode here. Hey, Cam, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope all is well. Oh, you could... sorry, I missed... you could also use goods and other things to get Russian Moldavia from Russia. This is true. Oh. Wait, what's being contravened? I thought we had... Yeah, we have tons of fabric. We have plenty of silk. Oh, is it the iron? No. Is contravening the goods transfer article... Oh! Our convoys! Ah, we don't have the convoys to do that. What a dumb... What a dumb rookie mistake. Yikes. What is my problem? Oh, that was stupid. Poor African Gaza only gets mentioned because players use it for every cheese run ever. It's pretty challenging to play, just like the Zulu. That's why one of the previous streams I did was called Transvaal's Revenge. It's like, Transvaal is tired of your nonsense, people. They're finally going to take revenge on all of you that overtook them. Yeah, ports galore. It's time to port it up, right? I mean, we definitely don't need to subsidize this port now. Let's see. We need... quite a bit. Alright, well let's get the construction sectors going. We'll do 2 more ports. Yeah, that would be a fun one to conquer Transvaal, and you've got steel right away. Yeah. I would like to go back down to South Africa and play as Zulu. The Transvaal run was fun, but the problem is your primary culture is Boer, and the vast majority of your people are not Boer. So we spent a large portion of the run trying to get past that. It would be nice to try a Zulu, where your primary culture is Zulu. Romania is, yeah, the Declaration of Bucharest. Non-fulfillment. Damn. Oh, we're transferring a lot of goods here. Yeah, we need those ports. Do we have the people here? We don't, of course. Well, let's see. We can build one here. Sometimes I love being a masochist and play Haiti. I almost the stream we did right before this. We did Central America. That was the first stream on 1.9. I was thinking about doing Haiti, to be honest, but because it was the very first stream with 1.9, I was like, let's pump the brakes a little bit, because Haiti is a difficult one. Haiti is very difficult. But I definitely want... I think the next time we go back to North America, I might do a Haiti one. Playing Transvaal for less than 5 seconds quickly teaches you why discrimination is a bad idea. Good for Victorian design. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, by the end of that stream, I was like, man, discrimination sucks. I didn't know discrimination was bad until I played as Transvaal. There's something to clip. The king's heir, Prince Vintilagika, has caused a scandal by declaring his love for a young Turkish lady. Scandalous. The prince will act according to his station. So this guy is a landowner traditionalist. He'll get wrathful. So we'll get more authority, actually, from it. Unfortunately, the young lady has disappeared. Whoa. 25% of the Turkish pops become radical. He gets popularity. We must let love be love. Oh, yeah. We'll take this. An enlightened royalist. Help us with multiculturalism. This guy will probably be dead by the time we can go for multiculturalism. But I think we'll still go for it. Acceptance of the Turkish pops will be improved by 40. Indo-Brusia. What is the acceptance? Oh, they're... Oh, man, this is something we could use. This is something we could really use, actually. Okay. Ooga booga. Casual play for me is the United States. Yeah. Same here. That is a more of a casual one. You got tons of pops, tons of resources. All you got to do is build. Wow, you got the Enlightened Royalist. I know! Now, he's the prince, so we don't have him quite yet. But this is actually not bad. Our current king is an abolitionist, and the one we got in the prince is an Enlightened Royalist. I mean, we might keep monarchy for a little bit. There you go, John. John's always trying to get us to stay on monarchy. We might keep it now for a little bit. Building on a perceived common enemy. Building on a perceived common enemy to Russia, pro-American associations have become commonplace within the patriotically inclined trade unions. Nice. So who's in this, where are they, lobby? Who's in this lobby already? The intelligentsia. So we lose some relations with Russia. Well, they're already pretty appeased. Let's not hurt our relations with Russia quite at the moment. Yeah, Haiti is fun if you like hardship. The debt you have to France is like the ultimate economic challenge of the game. Most avoid paying it, so if you play, please try to pay in full for the challenge. Ah, okay. I like it. I like it. Yeah, let's take the road less traveled. Plus, I'm pretty sure you only pay like 10% of the actual Haiti debt for the sake of making the country playable. But I would be interested, as an even bigger challenge, to be able to pay all for real. Challenge accepted. Oh, will you please get church schools to convert people of other religions, increase their cultural acceptance? Yeah, I actually might do that, to be honest. Because I would like to start getting people a little bit more accepted. Water tube boiler. Alright, let's take a look at this. Yeah, so we could definitely use some labor-saving PMs. Now, see, here's an interesting dilemma. I built the trade centers from this extra money we got from this treaty, but now France isn't paying us because we're not sending them anything. So we absolutely need to finish these ports. Okay. Oh, well, so wait. We actually have plenty of pops here. So it's here we could use some water tube boiler, but we don't really have anything. Yeah, we can't use it in anything there. Okay, but we could probably use it here, right? Well, very interesting. We actually have tons of people. Okay. So, we have a bunch of resources. What we really need... Alright, we have people and resources. We need to, like, start utilizing this. Alright, well, first things first, let's get these ports built. Any port that's not hired. Ugh. Subsidize, subsidize, subsidize. I think we're good on clippers, right? Kind of good. we're good with that for now. Oh, I forgot. Oh, we've got 2 companies. I almost forgot. All right, yeah, so we have our iron company that is not very prosperous at the moment. Okay. They're good for now. And then we have a steel company that we need to make more prosperous. So let's start getting some railroads. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, we had some railroads in the docket there. We just need to get things building more. The Corn Laws, our taxes on grain imports, have afforded the landowning classes a great deal of economic leverage, which they use to maintain their influence on Romanian policy. Well, we don't want to really tip the scales over to the landowners. We'll take this one for now. Yeah, we do need to get rid of the Corn Laws at some point. Oh, okay, we have this going. We try to make your army tech superior to Austria. Yeah, we will try. What are we researching here? Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, we're trying to get up to steel frame buildings, it looks like. But we're getting tech spread on logistics. Yeah, so we're moving along here. Let's take a look. If there's been any changes here. So our leverage down to 205. Yeah. Oh, they're... Oh, no. No, sorry. We're not close. Okay. Ah! We've now got the convoys. That grain power event is just like... Yeah. If you... More power to the landowners. I know. That's why I'm like, we kind of just got to get to free trade just to get rid of this thing. Because that event will just keep popping off every so often. Hey, Danak, hello. Trying to learn this game is a nightmare. I know, right? It takes like a year to. It took me like a year to learn this game. It takes a village to learn this game, and I got thousands of hours in other PDX games. I know. Oh, Paradox games. None of them transfer over. I have 2,600 hours in this game, and 2 Paradox sales earlier. I bought Hearts of Iron, opened it up, and immediately was like, not right now. I feel like I get this game, but then you open up another Paradox game and you're like, oh boy. Okay, so we've got convoys again. So we're now making a lot of money on these goods transfers. Let's see, anything else of note? Oh, where are we getting all this uncollected tax from? Mainly Wallachia. Ooh, egalitarianism. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of wasted tax capacity here. Oh boy. So we're getting about 52.5 from 5 levels. Yeah, if we doubled it, we still wouldn't hit the taxation capacity. But we could probably use 2 more of them. You should try to get skirmish infantry to be able to fight the Austrians a lot easier. Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. But I do kind of think having the French on our side, being able to call them in, and actually not only being able to call France in. Well, Mexico. Not nothing. Yeah, I mean, we could call all these countries in here, but mainly France. Yeah, this game is probably one of the most complex out there. So many things to learn. Yeah, right. And like with every update, they're making it even more complex to learn. Like we thought it was complex, and then 1.9 released. Let me remind me, how are tools in our market? Oh, we got a lot of them. All right, we really need to start exporting stuff. All right, we kind of are. We're pretty good on paper here. I've got a couple hundred in Vic 2 even, and it barely transferred. Oh no. Yeah, I never played Victoria 2, though it does kind of sound like a very different game. I have to say, having so much time in Victoria 3 and none in Victoria 2, the idea of this game having unit stacks just seems wild to me. I almost want to get it just to try that out. Yeah. 1.9 really changed this game a lot. It really made it a lot more complex, too. It was already kind of the most complicated game ever. Now it's really up there. All right, we're going to speed up a little bit. We kind of just have to get through this build queue right here. Okay, so we're building more coal and iron, which is good. Man, if that French power block got the construction principle, ooh, this game would open up. Sometimes I tariff max imports for money in this game. Yeah, I kind of feel like max tariffs on imports, though, it kind of dissuades the trade center from trading those. So you get some more money from the tariff, but a lot of times they might stop trading as much of it. All right. The other thing is, okay, so we really need to start producing a lot of steel, because we got to get into the top 3 to get that prestige steel, which I really do want to get. Yeah, we do have an engines factory. It's probably in Wallachia. Yeah, we got one. But it's not profitable, which is why we're going to build some railways everywhere. Oh, so we're building 3 here, but we should build a couple here as well. Oh, we have one. Looks like, though, we could use a second. Yeah. And then here... Yeah, we'll build a railway here. We'll build 2 of them. Because then we could use some labor-saving PMs in these buildings. A significant group of slaves has risen up and made for the borders of Austria, where slavery is illegal. Can we afford to lose 10% bureaucracy? Yeah, we could lose 41. Or actually, we can afford to just lose 1 from there. Oh, we have a new head of the industrialists. Look at that. Look at that beard. And a beard and a monocle. Virgil Coutinho. Virgil Coutinho. Nice. 5% political strength. 10% political strength. Oh, that's if they're a ruler to clergymen. Let's see. I think it would be easier to learn the game's base mechanics via a tiny, undeveloped country or a medium-large country, ignoring the difficulty of actually surviving or thriving. Yeah, I don't think it's good to learn... I don't think you can learn the game with one of the great powers. The problem is your economy is so massive, so big that... like, if there are things you're not doing properly, if there's mistakes you're making, you won't notice it as much. I think I always go back to it. The best country to learn the game on is Congo. I have a starting step series going right now on YouTube for it. But it's great because it's a single state. When you start the game, you only have a single millet farm, so you're building an entire economy from scratch. You're isolationist, so nobody else is affecting your market. And you're safe militarily. No one's going to come after you until the mid-game. I think Congo is one of the best countries to learn the game on. Along with all the other ones everyone tells you, like Sweden, Belgium, stuff like that. CK2, for instance, staying small was easier to learn the base mechanics. EU4, bigger was easier. That's what I've heard about EU4. I agree, though. Well, not CK2, CK3 I know quite a bit. But yeah, being a small nation in CK3 makes it a lot easier to learn the game. Victorino, hey, yo, I was playing earlier with Wallachia. Oh, awesome. How's your Wallachia run going? I hope you've stuck it to the Ottomans and the Austrians. One way to use tariffs is political trade. Weaken an IG by putting no tariffs on the goods that strengthen them. Yeah, while putting tariffs on the goods, you want to grow stronger. Yeah, that's actually a great idea, right? Put a lot of tariffs, say, on agriculture, weaken the landowners, no tariffs on industrial stuff. It's a pretty good strategy, actually. You should build railways in every state. Yeah, we are. I guess the last one I got to do here is Bessarabia. We'll build one there. I don't think they need more than that. Monopoly. Yeah, Monopoly man. Yeah, although I have to say something I always kind of forget about. I think you have to be careful with monopolies on staple goods and industrial goods, or basically anything for the construction sectors, because remember, monopolies automatically make the price of the good more expensive in your market. So it makes sense in something like clothing, or like a more luxury item. But when you do it on something that's used in a construction sector, like say we did it on iron or steel, we're basically just making our own construction a little more expensive. What are the laws? What do we got here? So we got to get off of slave. Oh wait, what are we doing? Hold on. I unpaused the game and we're not tackling any laws. You know, I think we need to make a move now while this guy is still alive. He will help us. Yeah, so we're getting a 15% chance just from him. Can we get the intelligentsia in government? That's kind of how I feel. The huge countries, 8,000 moving parts hurt my brain. Yeah, exactly. Like, you really need... If you're learning the game, I feel like it's not helpful to have that many moving parts. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we can get the intelligentsia in this government and still be legitimate. Although, we might be able to take an illegitimate government because of our leader. I know if you have a movement supporting something, you can go for it. With the leader... Well, let's try it. This test will give us a bunch of radicals, but we're in a moment right now where we can kind of afford it. Let's see what happens. Or is there anybody else who works well with them? They're market liberals. You'd think... Too bad. No. Look at that. Yes, yes, yes. See, that's why we need to do this now while we still have our leader here. Alright. Slavery banned. Here we go. Are you going to build a navy? Yes, we are. We now have a military shipyards. So I'm going to start adding some navies in a moment. I got multiculturalism with the enlightened royalists and pay India to no migration controls. Wow. Nice. Very nice. Ah, wait. Oh. Damn. See, I thought the leader would let us get past the illegitimate government part. Alright, yeah, that's not going to work. So... Oh, and we could use... let's get rid of... Promote social mobility here. Let's start suppressing them. Maybe we can keep the petite bourgeoisie in there. Is there any way we get the industrialists in there? Yeah, not without getting radicals. Okay, we'll try this for now. So that will bring, yeah, our chances back to 15, but we'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. Monopoly Man was like if Karl Marx decided to say, screw it, I'm buying the country. That would be a plot twist, right? That would be a major plot twist. And I did early investment rights on UK, Prussia, and Russia. Like, you got investment rights in their country? Because that's pretty good. Or did you give them investment rights? That's cutting it close. Oh, wait. I'm behind on chat a little bit. What was cutting it close? You can reduce taxes. I don't think I can reduce them anymore. Oh, you mean to, like... I don't think that would have helped us with the law there. I love how he's still fighting that one landowner that could send a serf to the moon rather than free him. I know, right? These guys, always the thorn at the beginning of every run. Another complexity is that great power is, by definition, required to join the game of empires. When you are still learning, the economy and military and politics is jarring. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, when you are a great power, everybody starts interfering with you more. You got to interfere with them. Yeah, it does kind of change things up a little bit, right? Hey, Brick House. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you. Hello and good evening. Morning for fellow Europeans. That's right. If you like Congo, you certainly will like Ethiopia, since they are isolationists as well. The only problem is no coal and small infrastructure. Yeah. I haven't done an Ethiopia run, I think, since like man, I think it was right before Sphere of Influence came out, so it's been some time. So I need to like catch up on them a little bit. Lower taxes for legitimacy. Oh, I see. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Plus 10. But what were we at? Wait. Oh, yeah, I see what you were saying there, John. That's not a bad idea. Can we afford that, though? We would plummet into debt. How much do we have to sell? We might do this. Yeah, we got a lot of buildings to sell. Like this steel mill. Okay. Yeah. You could reduce taxes, get increased. Yeah, there you go. That's a great idea. What a great idea. I did not realize that, clearly. Let's try it. Because we do have quite a few buildings to sell. What is our reserves at? Yeah, 3.54K. And we can hold a lot in there. So let's go and sell the steel mill right now. Oh. I don't know if that'll actually work, though. It's not that profitable. Yeah. This paper... Actually, the paper mill. The paper mill will probably work. Increasing legitimacy can get wild. Which is better, private building ownership or government? Oh, always private. Private is always preferable. If you look at... Oh, we're still in agrarianism. All right, we got to get to interventionism. But even on this... so, as a base... let me see where I would see it best. Yeah, let's take a look at one of our government-owned buildings. One that's pretty profitable. Yeah. Alright. We've been selling buildings, so none of our government-owned ones are very profitable, but... Alright, this will be like small beans here, but... We are getting government dividends of £59, right? By default, you only keep... By default, you have 25% government dividends efficiency, so you only keep 25% of this. Now, we are on agrarianism, so we get plus 30%, which is one of the higher ones here. But that means we are only keeping 55% of the profits from a building. The other 45% just disappear. Whereas when it is owned privately, all the dividends go to the ownership pops, and then you tax them and get money from those taxes. So government ownership is not ideal, generally speaking. Government ownership only really has utility to deny landowner clout. Yeah, otherwise it's throwing money away. Yeah, like if you need some agrarian buildings, it's better to own it as the government than to let the manor houses own it and give the landowners more power. That's true. Which is why, like at the beginning of the run here, when we sell buildings, we want to sell urban buildings. I would sell rural buildings if we were really in dire straits, but I try to sell the urban ones first because then the financial districts will get it instead of a manor house. Military productions is quite good, nationally owned. I subsidize small arms, and private sector decided to build 200 of them. Oh, wow. That's pretty good, actually. Oh, yeah, here you go. So, like... Yeah, here you go. So we're making 1.23K on these tooling workshops. But if you look at government dividends from tooling workshops, we only actually get £677. So we lose vast amounts of it. That being said, we're going to sell some of these. Alright, we've put a lot up for sale right now. Nothing's really selling at the moment, but it will. Players usually treat agrarianism as a death-end law like homesteading because the few capitalists you're going to have are going to build things that empower the landowners, aka farmers. Yeah. Yeah, see, we got to agrarianism just. I think it's fine to go to agrarianism when you're trying to get off of traditionalism. I feel like when you're trying to get off of traditionalism, whatever you can get to first. Oh, nice to consideration. Agrarianism or interventionism, as long as you get off of traditionalism. But if you do get on agrarianism like we do, eventually you do want to get off of that and get on interventionism, I feel like. Hey, Arful Wiz, hello, hello. If you tax, you get 10% and not 55% from POPs. You get less money from tax. As a government, you send more money to the investment pool, like 5 times more. That's not always true. So it is true before you reach 50 million GDP. So let's take a look at what's coming into the investment pool here. Oh yeah, so you can see all investments are multiplied by 2.54, but this scales down as you get closer to 50 million GDP. Once you reach 50 million GDP, this is just times 1. Now, government-owned buildings get this twice. So yeah, you do end up sending more to the investment pool that way. But once you reach 50 million GDP, the benefits of the government reinvestment are kind of gone. And even then, if you look at agrarianism, why can't I get the tooltip? Yeah, so plus 50% government dividends reinvestment. So we're sending about 50%, whereas like right now, aristocrats are sending plus 50% on top of the plus, I forget what it is, like 30% that they already have for being aristocrats. So yeah, I mean, I guess the investment pool will go up quicker with government-owned buildings in your first 50 million, but eventually that starts to go down the higher your GDP goes. I mean, with my Japan, my biggest investment was 1.7 billion with all buildings government-owned. That's not bad. It's not bad. But once you reached 50 million GDP, though, that amount of reinvestment went down considerably. So you probably would have had a lot more than that with some privately owned stuff after the first 50 million GDP. And under command economy, in a plus 700 million GDP, you get like 1 million dividends. Yeah. I don't know, though. I think ultimately you're getting reinvestment. This is true, but... Well, hold on, though. If you're getting... I mean, with my Japan run, my biggest investment was 1.7. But if all your buildings are government-owned, that's probably how your investment pool got so big. What was the investment pool being used on? Nothing beats government income. Problem is, it's hard to scale up. Yeah, so that's probably why you got 1.7 billion in the investment pool, because it's not being used on anything. But what good is the 1.7 billion in the investment pool if it can't be used on anything? That doesn't actually end up, that money just doesn't get used for anything. Stefan Ilescu, leader of the petite bourgeoisie, has made a remarkable play for power in the capital in order to secure a spot for the petite bourgeoisie within the government. However, it's not entirely clear if they should be rewarded for their novel tactics. Yeah, I'll take some political strength for them. How can you use it? How do you as the government use the investment pool if you're blocking any private construction? Hey, Swole Joel, hello. How are you? Good to see you, friend. How's it going? So you pause the construction and let them. Oh, so you're having the private sector build, and then you just buy it. Is that what it is? And then you buy it from them. All right. What happened? Yeah, our legitimacy went down again. All right, I think we're gonna have to abandon our plan on this one, unless we can get any little bit here. Oh, whoops. I don't want to include everybody. Yeah, nobody's going to play well with the intelligentsia. Alright, we're just going to have to do this. And we'll bring taxes back. For example, you can use like 15,000. So wait, so are you saying that's what you did? Basically, you let the private queue build, and then you pause their construction and then buy the building off of them? Because otherwise the private queue owns it. Oh, but then they're privately owned, right? Yeah, but then you do have privately owned buildings, right? If you're letting them build like 1,000 levels. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you still have privately owned buildings in that. You buy, yeah, that, okay, so that's what I thought. You buy what they build. But no matter what, here's the thing. You're losing, in terms of your budget, there's no economic law that gives you 100% government dividends efficiency. So no matter what your economic law is, you're still going to have dividends from government-owned buildings just disappear. And so that's, I mean, even if you're having the investment pool go up, having the dividends from your buildings disappear, I think, is a little difficult to take. But economy of scale, it's capped, so if they own all levels or not, it makes no difference. In a command economy, you get 80% dividend. Yeah, no law gives you 100% government dividends, so you're always losing some of your dividends in a government-owned building. But you don't even use all the investment. I mean, at some point there is no pop, so there's no sense to use more points of construction. So the money is a waste. They just stack there. Yeah, but I think if you let those buildings be privately owned, ultimately you would have more income, which would give you more money in your budget, which would give you more room for construction sectors and ultimately a higher GDP in that sense, because you're losing your income if the government owns the building. All right, so we have our railways now. Yeah, we just need one more week to finish that one. So let's... Yeah, I view construction points as increasing GDP growth rate. Yeah, exactly. If you... the more construction points you have, yeah, exactly. And you can see it as you build construction sectors, the line just shoots up. Can we take a closer look at the cities? Because I couldn't ask you that in the Morocco final. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at Bucharest. Oh, man. Looking beautiful. They're celebrating. So we got Bucharest there. We've got some little guys building up. Here we go. Here's a boosting one. Hey! Swole Joel, thank you, friend. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Depends on what they build. GDP equals total goods times price. If they make goods cheaper, over construction, GDP drops, not increase. So you want certain things to be very expensive and some very cheap. Depends on what you're doing. I mean, yeah. So in general, that's true, but in general, the more construction points you have, the more you can build, the more you can produce, as long as you have the population for it. They celebrating finally slavery will be over, hopefully. So don't disappoint them. I know, right? Ah, we got an advancement by 15%. Okay. It's not bad. But the trick is to use them and not privatize. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there is. I mean, you could an all government owned run. I don't know. I think the hit to I think having the dividends in your buildings just disappear, and losing that money from your weekly budget. For me, it would be too much to handle, especially as you get larger and larger. Yeah, but with command economy. So with command economy, you've got a plus 40% government dividends efficiency. So you get up to 65%. So 35% of all of the income of your buildings is just disappearing. So you're losing quite a bit of money on that still. Time to steal Transylvania. I mean, liberating them from Austrian tyranny. Yeah. Well, so before we make the move on Austria, we want to join the French power block here. What are we at? 202. It's going down. 295. We want to get them in because they have aggressive coordination, so we'll be able to call France in as an ally. There's also a tech. You get max 80%. If you own like steel that makes 400k profit, you want 10% tax or 80% from 400k. I love how in real life Italy, Germany, and Romania all united at Austria's expense. Yeah. Maybe that's exactly what we'll do here. All right, we need to get another treaty going with them. I don't want to give them investment rights. Aren't we getting... Hold on. Yeah, what are we getting? Let me take a look at this real quick. So we could try... We're not getting anything from economic stuff, though. Yeah, you know what we could do is we could lower the... Try to lower... Okay, so instead of trying to increase France's leverage on us, we could decrease Russia's, and that would increase France's, although it would go to us. Let's take a look at what we're getting leverage resistance on again. Oh, yeah, we went to censorship because... Okay, I know what we can do here. So, we want to get off of closed borders anyway. So when we do that, we will lose that plus 25% leverage resistance. So more of the leverage will go into the pool. So they're at 297. Oh, but Russia still outweighs them. We got to be careful with that. Okay. Hey, Inyori, hello, hey. Finally made it. Apologies for being late. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Welcome back, welcome back. Good to see you. Was Romania the third Rome? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. We got to look that up. I want to know that history. I don't think you're going to be able to join France's power block in time. Oh, no, we definitely can. So basically, they just need to have their predicted leverage here, or at least or their current leverage, but get to their predicted leverage being 200 more than ours. They're already almost about 100. So if we can renegotiate this treaty, yeah, they don't want to give us the military assistance anymore. They don't want to do the goods transfer. Guarantee independence. Okay, so we'll lose the goods transfer, but this will get us into the France block. Let's see if they'll take this. A free tip, what you want is to go with the Brits. In this patch, Otto and the Brits are lovers, so Otto will attack you. The Brits will join sooner or later. Beat Russia or France. Yeah, I mean, if we could get Britain in, we will go for that. But the power block here is a guaranteed ally for France. We'll have to give quite a bit away in order to get Britain on our side. Because what we need is an alliance from them. Not just because we're going to be fighting an offensive war. So we need more... oh, man. I totally blazed right through the first break here. Whoops. Okay. Apologies to everybody. We missed break number 1. 4:20 blaze it. Yeah. Yeah, no, at the hour mark, I like to take a break so that we don't get hit by the Twitch ad gods, but we missed it. Okay. Apologies on that one. We will get it at the second hour break. Okay. So let's renegotiate this treaty some more. So we'll just do this. We're giving them the power block embassy. They'll get 300 leverage, but ultimately they'll be losing 300 leverage. Yeah, they'll be losing 300 leverage. So let's do that. We're also losing that sale of iron, but, you know, whatever. Actually, Russia was the third Rome. Oh, interesting. Okay. Also, Prussia often assimilate Austria in this patch. Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that, actually. Having like Super Germany form in like when you're not Germany is always a striking thing. Yes, so they're dropping their leverage now. They're going up to 325. Okay, so they're about 100 ahead of us now, so we just need to get more. So now when we get off of closed borders, they'll take more of it. Well, time flies by when you're having fun. Exactly, right? Exactly. Wallachia is not easy to play. I mean, Wallachia, I was the first one that did the achievement with them. With who? You were the first one who did the achievement with who? I have like 2,800 to 3,000 hours of Wallachia. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. We gotta fail. Okay. So let's make sure we're utilizing everything here. Yeah, we don't want to use it here. Yeah, it's going to be saving labor. Wait, are we... Yeah, it's going to add more. Okay, I've forgotten to upgrade our urban centers here. I gotta double check our glass. How much glass do we have in our market? Not a lot. Let's take a look at the glass works. Yeah, we could use more. Oh, and the thing is, I don't think we have lead in our market. We do not. What about the world market? Who has lead? Britain. Yeah, there's an achievement with them, Unite All Romanian Land. Yep, that's what we're going for in this one. The Romania achievement. Yeah. Yep, we gotta get Transylvania and a couple other states from Austria, as well as one more from Russia. Alright, so we're building the last railroad, so now we're gonna start building up a navy here. Ooh, we can get an intelligentsia. Ah, but this guy's, like, better. Well, we'll get them both. Theodore Kadakazi. We'll get him. Ooh, actually, no. We got this guy who'll be... Okay. Good convoy raider. Alright, so this will be our main fleet. And then we'll take this guy as a convoy raiding fleet. Yeah, now we don't have a lot of people. I wish I hadn't built this here. Oh, look at this. We actually don't need all of this here. Despite not enjoying full rights under Romanian law, some wealthier Turkish people have begun moving into neighborhoods and frequenting establishments they would normally be excluded from. Yes, we will take this one. We have enough approval from the petite bourgeoisie, so we'll take that. So what we're going to do is, okay, we'll build up a full fleet here. Once we build these, then we'll start downgrading these logging camps to free up some pops to join our navy. We don't need to be having 7 levels of logging in Dobruja when we can do logging elsewhere. What is the best power block type for France? I am leaning towards military treaty for the training rate. See, I feel like with power blocks, it really does kind of depend on what type of run you're trying to have. Because they all have some pretty good benefits. The military one is great if you are doing like military runs, because like, yeah, aggressive coordination So being able to bring people in and be able to use them as allies is good. The Trade League, though, is also very good. Ooh, law debate success. Yes. The Trade League is really good because external trade, to ignore trade advantage penalties from any interests and then get the addition to this stuff, is good. It also gives you a special thing for your trade centers. Of course, Sovereign Empire is very good because you can subjugate people. So those are generally the better ones. The Ideological Union I'm not a huge fan of. Oh, investment rights. No, sorry, United States, we don't want that. Pops from buildings will join army. Government units have prio on hire. Well, it depends on what you're paying them. We are doing max wages right now, so they'll probably join the military buildings. But if we had to lower those wages, we might have an issue there. I heard a lot of good things about the Trade League too. Yeah, especially now with 1.9, the Trade League is very beneficial. It's the one I usually lean towards the most now. Because it's government, yeah, so they get government payment, yeah. I always found very silly you can only peacefully vassalize as a monarchy with the empire block. It's really something everyone should be able to do. This is true. I mean, I guess you could peacefully vassalize if you, like, make a Diplo play and they back down. But it's true that it rarely happens. That rarely happens. Religious convocation seems good for the pot birth rate too. I haven't done a run with religious convocation, and I want to try one just because it gives you the ability to change a state's state religion to your religion. So you could really, like, make some crazy state religions in certain states or in certain countries. So I want to try a religious convocation run just to give that a try. I've never really actually tried them out. They go there even on low. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I think Trade League and Religious are my two favorites. Yeah. Yeah, those two are definitely up there. Because I think, too, the ones that give you special abilities, so, like, Sovereign Empire gives you the ability to vassalize, so that's, like, its special ability. Religious Convocation gives you the ability to change state religion. And then Ideological Union allows you to force a country to change their government principle and distribution of power to match your own. The only ones that don't really give you anything are Trade League, or special abilities, Trade League and the military one. But on low, the training rate is low. Yeah, that's true. Low wages, you get that hit to training rate. They don't go if you miss officer qualifications, yeah. Unfortunately, most of what we call peaceful solutions usually involve the threat of force, yeah, as the pacifying mechanism. That's an excellent clarifying point, Jacob. We say peaceful. It's peaceful at the end of a rifle. You can do some very silly things with the religion block, like making India, Protestant. So they lose their taboo to meat. Oh, yeah. So you can flood the market with meat as the bread. I never really thought of that. Yeah, if you change their religion, you lose the taboo. Now I really do want to try a religious convocation run. Yeah, that is weird that Diplo Vassal is such a big thing in other Paradox games, but not this one. Yeah, it's true, right? I wonder why they did it that way. I feel like anytime you wonder something like that, there's always somebody that comes along. It's like, well, actually, there's a historical precedent for that. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. A free war goal equals less infamy too. That's also a great point. Additional war goals without the cost of infamy. is very beneficial. France could go military annex Africa for free then. Kinda. Yeah, and I think that's also why you see a lot of times France ends up going with a military treaty. I think especially too with their scripted stuff at the beginning of the game, kind of leans toward that. Ah, here we go. 226, 318, 270. Okay. Ah, poops. Hey, all right. Brewing revolution, but at the same time we get to the adoption phase. Yeah, infamy management, right? So infamy, I feel like, is one of those things you should use your infamy, but once I feel like, at least for me personally, when I start using my infamy, I sometimes forget to pump the brakes. I ended up getting a lot of cut down to size plays. Maybe that's why I'm so hesitant when it comes to doing military stuff. They start with Skirmisher. France is a candidate for World Dominate. Yeah, I've seen a few people post things about a World Domination run as France. I mean, they certainly were trying to do it at the time, so... Alright, let's get people hired into this building. We're going to lower this down a little bit. Plus, nobody would trust a diplomatic solution if no one can enforce it. That's a great point too. Yeah, it's easy to accept a treaty when there's no consequences to breaking it. Would a military bloc led by Bonaparte be cool? It would be cool and historical, right? I think that's why early game France always tends to go for the military one, because of the Bonapartes. Because most of the country will get skirmisher after a few years. So you can snowball, for example, Russia, because they have just line, so no profession insert. Yeah. So they can't replace the barracks. Yeah. And especially, too, if you're fighting someone like Great Qing. Because Great Qing has, like, basically just, like, irregular infantry for so long. Kind of strange you can't use the religious bloc with state atheism. Oh, because in-game it works just like any religion. Yeah, not much would change in practice. That would be a really cool RP run, though. If you could do state atheism with religious convocation and just start forcing countries to become atheist. I wish you could do that now. Someone make that mod. I'm not somebody who knows how to make mods. Somebody should make that mod. Because they are shirts and don't get officer qualifications. Yeah. The officer qualifications are always the thorn in every barracks hiring process. Yep, so I think France going military bloc is worth it to use skirmishers early game. Yeah, especially if you're going for like a world domination one, France is definitely the one to do that. I think it's also because the Bonaparte ideology that they have really lends itself to what you want to do with that. So if you lean into the Bonapartism with their scripted stuff, you can really create a military state with a lot of loyalists. Gonna have a USA Civil War moment. Oh, look at that! I didn't even notice our revolution dropped off though. Wait, what happened? I thought we were suppressing the pro. Oh, that's right, because they went revolution. Okay, yeah. Also, they don't have professional army. That means all army is split and not stacked. If barracks are not stacked, the refill is hard. Training rate scales based on level of barracks. So, for example, level 10 barracks replaces faster than 5 and 21s. Yeah. Yep. All good points. All good points. Alright, we're nearing the end of our naval base. Our naval base is here. I do think... Ooh. Okay, well, for one, it is time to expand the construction sectors. Finally going to reach our coveted 100 points. Hey, Maximilian. Hey, how are you? How's it going, mate? Long time no see. I know, I feel like the break... I don't stream on the weekend, so, like, not doing it on the weekend takes a while. And then the break between Victoria 3 from Wednesday to Monday always seems so long. These hostile to EU Trumpian time zone streams are not it. Anyway, I popped today because I stayed up playing Vicky 3 multiplayer with a guy I met on the server. Oh, awesome. Oh, very cool. Some of that you met on the Hamcord? Very, very cool. I love it. Yeah, that's why I try to do like the morning stream and then the night stream. So that everybody who's watching from Europe for my morning stream will be a little easier of a time. But unfortunately, I couldn't do the earlier one for earlier session today. How did that multiplayer go? Also, as France, you have land connection in Europe, so you don't have to naval invade. Naval invade is penalty. That's why France is better candidate in Great Britain for world domination. Yeah, this is true. And France actually doesn't start off with like the strongest army. It's just that they're, in terms of the great powers, it's just that their naval force is to not be reckoned with. Stefan Ilescu, the ever-officious leader of the petite bourgeoisie, has approached the government with a plan to enact appointed bureaucrats. A successful enactment is certain to contribute to his reputation as an effective politician. Let me remind myself what we actually have here. Ooh, oh yeah, we are still on hereditary bureaucrats. Yeah, we could do that. I don't mind it. I would prefer it, but I kind of wanted to go to borders, opening up our borders next. Clandestine groups of academics in Moldavia are plotting against the state to advance the misguided cause of the intelligentsia. Yeah, we'll give them political strength. Hey, Drake the Dreaming Dragon. I've crossed the stream. Stop destroying buildings you built. Rails in the state of reason. Yeah. I always appreciate a good crossing of the streams, despite what the rules say. I like a good cross streaming. Cross those streams. You still have some authority. So can't you oppress more movements like the reactionary one? Might help with the landowners. This is a good point, right? I probably should. Where are they? Yeah, so the absolutist movement always sucks. Oh, wait, actually no, we're at 120 authority. Yeah, I thought we had more, actually, for a second there. We're also about the same age, university qualifications, urban males, so we bonded talking about our similar political views and how to deal with our girlfriends. Always good. Always good to play Industrial Revolution simulators and bond over political views, European university qualifications, and girlfriends. I love it. All right, what do we want to start building next here? We need to start increasing steel here. Let's think about what we're exporting. Well, let's start exporting steel, actually, since that's the company we want to empower. Yeah, if we could get trade advantage with the U.S. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, they don't like that. Okay. Oh yeah, what about a good old goods transfer? Yeah, we'll give you some coal. Like 200 coal. Oh. How did that work out? Actually, yeah, why don't we sell you some steel? Just sell it to you directly. We'll do about like 110. What's happening here? Why the big change? Minus 22 for trade privileges. Okay. Well, there's a 55% chance. So let's take our chances, see what happens. If everything falls, you can do the liberal dictatorship strat of trying to get outlawed. Oh, yes, we got it. Okay. Trying to get outlawed dissent and secret police to oppress the landowners. Yeah, right? Yeah, you can always do it by force. Force always works. Liberal dictatorships. I'm telling you all these to give you an insight that the people that watch you are good, everyday folk. And really fun to be around. Okay. I love it. I never doubted it for a second. I never doubted it. Oh, ads. Oh, no. Oh, no. Might be worthy to take away some taxes to have enough authority to suppress the absolutist. Wait, we wouldn't get additional authority from that. We get it from the government wages, but we're already on high with that one. Oh, get rid of some taxes. I see what you mean here. Yeah. Yeah, not a bad idea actually. I like where you're going with that. Let's do it. Hey, fun case. I'm funt to be around. I love it. You know I love a good pun. You know I absolutely love a good pun. I love it. Alright, so let's build up some... Oh, maybe we build it there. Yeah, let's build some motor industries. Use some of our steel. I'm back. What happened? Did you switch to the labor rail Sapia? Labor rail Sapiens? Not yet. Not quite yet. Other than this state, we have plenty of people. All right, let's see how these barracks are doing. Slowly but surely. We got that. So we're building up the Navy. You missed a couple of messages. Oh, but that's all right. You're busy. My bad. My advice is that you can't offer a lot of goods without the malice kicking in to prevent you from cheesing deals. Oh. That's what was going on there, yeah. See, the thing is, yeah, I don't utilize a lot of goods transfer deals. So in terms of treaty stuff, that's probably the thing I have the least amount of experience in. So that's what it is. Yeah, the more you add in, the more malice you get. Well, poop to that. Absolutism is always wrong. It is. It sucks. It always sucks. All right, we do. Okay, I do want to start increasing the military here. So we have our. Wait. Yeah, right. I don't particularly like that, but I'm thinking of doing at least one positivist run. I always do ultra liberal progressive laws that are either laissez-faire or communism. Yeah, same here. And they have like there's like an achievement for going full on like authoritarian. And I'm always like, oh, I should do that, and then I never end up doing it because I just don't wanna. But I should. Oh, well, here we go. We're going to start utilizing... Oh, we are utilizing steel. Why did I think we weren't? Oh. We could always increase stuff. Actually, now that we downgraded wood, yeah, we could probably use a little bit more. Ooh. Actually, we need to focus on some staple goods here. So let's take a look at standard of living. What do we need to build here? Yeah, clothes, furniture, fish. Clothes. Let's do some furniture. And some fish. Let's do one more there. Actually, are we utilizing PMs there? That could possibly be something we're not doing. Oh yeah, look at furniture. Okay. So that's definitely what we got to move on to next. It was important. I just said that I met an Argentinian and Lithuanian guy. You have gone global, yeah. And we played many games reaching 1936. The late game latency lag is horrendous, though. Oh, yeah, I can only imagine, too, on a multiplayer run. That's so cool, though. Yeah, it does kind of seem like the ham cord is really international, which I love. It's so cool. Also, just everybody that stops by during the stream. I think, is it safe to say that I think this game is generally bigger in Europe than it is in the United States? Would that be a safe thing to say? Because it kind of seems like that. Not that people in the U.S. don't like it, but I find that many more people in Europe are usually, active in terms of the Reddit and watching streams and stuff. Oh yeah, in game, I was just making a dad joke. I love a good dad joke. Oh yeah, look at all of this stuff we're importing. That's right. I forgot we were doing that. Absolutism is bad, but gameplay-wise, the one-party state laws is among the best in the game. Paradox, teaching you to reject absolute monarchy, embrace the totalitarian dictatorship. Another Argentinian here, so yes, you have gone global, ham. Awesome. Internationally known on the microphone. It's always cool when you say something like that, right? Market is bigger in Europe for Victoria 3 for sure. Yeah, that's what it kind of seems like. Oh, nice. We are exporting a lot of those surplus man of wars, which is great. Isn't that the case for most Paradox games, though? Yeah, that's a great point, actually. It does kind of seem like that. most of them, I guess maybe is like the grand strategy 4X genre, I guess then just bigger in Europe. At least, yeah, I think maybe at least Paradox games are. Makes sense. The game is more popular in Europe given how the era is very focused on Europe. Oh yeah, even if it is still a global time. Yeah, this is true. And a lot of the content that comes out is very European focused. It's like that Tumblr post. Why don't you do evil things in your video games? Because I like being happy and seeing other people, yeah, and seeing other people happy makes me happy. Yeah, I agree. People always talk about that, like, oh, if there was no consequences to your choices, you would just make all horrible decisions. And then here I am in any game that has any type of like morality meter. I'm like, oh, but I don't want to be a bad guy. Cannot speak about how big markets are for other Paradox games. I do not know. Yeah. This game is most likely way bigger in Europe. It's our golden period after all. Yeah, exactly. Makes sense, right? Yeah, when Paradox makes, I guess, the post-World War II game, it'll be bigger in the U.S. Hey, Serbian. Hey, Stefan. Hello, hello. Serbian here. Oh, awesome. Serbian. Oh, well then, once the next DLC comes out, that's what I want the first stream to be for that DLC release. I want to do a Serbia run. So stay tuned for that one, my friend. Always is a form of absolutism, so to say absolutism is always wrong. Oh yeah. I hate absolutism. It is always wrong. Alright, so June 23rd. Oh, let's check in on this. Okay, so slowly but surely... Oh, well, actually, they're losing some now. Yeah, see, we have to get off of closed borders so that we can lose some of our leverage. But the good thing is that the French power bloc at least has more leverage than Russia's. Hey, butt pipe, hello. Awesome name right there. What's your dream flavor country DLC? You mentioned you're Algerian, right? Would it be that or something else? Ah, well, I think, yeah, so personally, not Algerian, not just Algerian, but I do think a Northern Africa flavor pack would be amazing. Kind of like in the style that they did with Colossus of the South, which I absolutely love South America because of that. A North Africa one would be great. And to be quite honest with you, any flavor pack for Africa would be awesome. I love playing in Africa. So, like, if it was specifically South Africa, that would be awesome. If it was like Western Africa here, very cool. And yeah, the biased part of me is like a Northern Africa one would be awesome. That would be great. I would love it if there was like not like a United States one, but kind of like a North America one. Because to be honest with you, like I would love more flavor in Canada, and I would love more flavor in Mexico. And to be honest with you, like the United States has some flavor from the base game, but there could be more. So I'm not really calling for like a USA flavor, but I think a North America flavor would be better. I think flavor for North America that includes, hey, flavor for North America that includes slavery bans. There we go, we got it. I would love to be able to play as more of the Native American tribes. I think that would be a really fun run to do. So something like that would be cool. And then lastly, Australia. I think Australia needs something. I would love to learn about the period of time in Australia. So those are kind of the ones I would be hoping for. And I found out that this game is huge in China. Oh, interesting. We just have a big wall because of lack of English knowledge and censorship. But stream mods are full of Hong Kong Chinese, imagine mainland too. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Victoria 3 is great, fun age for Europe. For USA, not so much. That whole Civil War and slave stuff, yeah. Well, it's not great to look back upon. This is true. But I do really love playing as the USA in this game because there's so much to build, basically. And so much to do, like getting... Or so much errors and evils to fix. You'd think more Americans would like Victoria 3 and Hearts of Iron 4 since it's more contemporary. Yeah, you'd think more Americans would be into Hearts of Iron 4 since like World War II was like the beginning of the American time, right? Okay. Now we need to get on to this. So can we get the industrialists into the game? Because I would love, ideally, to get to no migration controls. Okay, no. So let's do this. And let's just get migration controls at least. This will help us get... So basically, okay, so the plan here is we get off of closed borders. This will open up some of our leverage. It'll allow us to get into the French power block, which will allow us to call France in as an ally into an offensive war. So we're working towards that. In the meantime, building up our military. And once we can securely get France as an ally in a war, we're going to make a move on Austria for our states. So it's kind of that's pretty much the game plan right now. I doubt this was a golden age for the average guy, even in Europe. But as always, someone's golden age is another one's dark age. Yeah, that's an excellent insight, actually. Somebody's losing out when somebody's winning in terms of global markets and stuff. Indeed, yes, but you get to play the American century. Russia, USA, Japan, and maybe China are great countries at the hand of players. Yeah. Yeah, Russia and USA and Japan are also really fun runs to do in this. Makes sense. For a multiplayer, there are 5 or 6 great power slots in the Europe area and 1 great power slot for Americas. Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, it's true, like, this was the European century. Like, the 2 biggest powers are France and Great Britain. I mean, this is still the time when the sun never set on the English Empire. I thought you were going Greece on the new DLC. Oh, I want to do a Greece run, but it doesn't sound... Greece isn't one of the countries they've highlighted. I was kind of hoping Greece was going to be included with, like, more flavor. It sounds like there will be some stuff, but they've specifically mentioned it was like Serbia, Montenegro, I think Bulgaria, right? So it sounds like there's some very specific stuff for Serbia. So I think Serbia will be the very next one I do. And then maybe we'll do a Greece run when we come back around. Unless when it comes out, it turns out there's actually a bunch of very specific stuff for Greece. So I guess we'll kind of see. Lots more opportunities for Europeans to get a European country than Americans to play America, yeah. A railroad accident in Moldavia only narrowly avoided heavy fatalities due to the quick thinking of the train's engineer, who perished in the crash. Only a few people died. The wreckage will still take some time to clear. Yeah, we'll take some additions to the trade unions. Although one of the things I love about this game, though, is that, I don't always want to play as the United States. I really do like playing as every country around the world, which I think, for me personally, is kind of unique for a game like this. Most times I think I would tend to lean toward America just because I'm American and I'm biased, but this game specifically, tend to not really play that much as the United States. Lawmakers working towards the enactment of migration controls have found themselves mired in a particularly complex set of bureaucratic proceedings. We know this one well. Yeah, we can lose some bureaucracy on this, so we'll do that. Man, I'm so far behind in chat here. Paradox going to ask personally Ham for help developing the Algerian content with his knowledge. Yes, I'm available. Let me have it. I will do it. And there's a lot of content to do. They could get a flavor pack for all of Africa. After all, it's like a few blocks. They could add the Boers as well. Yeah, but if you're going to do a flavor pack for Africa, there is so much going on in Africa. I mean, it's a whole continent, you know? It would be like just adding a flavor pack for Europe, right? Like if you really were going to add flavor to Africa. Don't forget to add a chair and clothes building in every state, not just one state. Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't added one in Romanian, Bessarabia, or Dobruja because we have some employment problems here. And I need to get these navies hired up. So we are gonna put these down. Oops. Central Archives. Okay, when we need some more bureaucracy, we'll be able to do that. Yeah, and over here we have some peasants, but I might end up using this for some navy too. Yeah, I'm doing an Africa run right now. Your stream is on my sidecar laptop right now. Pretty high quality, but not overwhelming mod for USS Hail Columbia. Yeah, the Hail Columbia one is a lot of fun. I love what they did with that. I would love it. You know, the devs for Victoria 3 often like incorporate some mod stuff. Like this National Awakening that's coming out has included, I forget the name of it, but there's a very prominent Balkans mod out there, and I heard that they're actually including some of their content there. So if they did like a North America DLC and they included a lot of Hail Columbia stuff, that would be awesome. Because Hail Columbia really is great. You never fully experience Victoria if you never played an African nation. I highly agree with that. Become a great power and colonize. You would be a conqueror. Power fantasy is one hell of a drug. I totally agree with that. That's what is so much fun with playing like some of the African countries. Like really building up and building tall. Yes, Laudabate success. Awesome. I'd say Hail Columbia is closer to an official DLC in terms of scope and polish. Not everything in the kitchen sink. Totally agree with that. The amount of detail they put into that, the amount of flavor they throw in, yeah, it kind of is basically like a USA DLC. Maybe that's why they haven't done it. Because they're like, well, Hail Columbia's out there. Just go do that. Absolutely, the current age we live in is the golden age of Europe. Europeans enjoy unprecedented freedom of movement, healthcare, education, welfare, high-speed train, etc. Yeah. Yep. It is true. The U.S. is... the U.S. is in a moment right now. I mean, I hesitate to say we're not doing well because in the long run, compared to places around the world, well, I was going to say we're not hurting, but I don't know. I mean, there are actually many people hurting right now in the United States. It's either way, this definitely is not an America moment in time right now. It's a very tumultuous moment in time, to say the least. All right, so we are at the 2-hour mark here, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back. So bathroom break, refill the drink, and then I'll come back and finally catch up on the chat. All right. Oh, wait, let me pause the game. All right, so we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. And we're back. And most importantly, a century of absolute peace and prosperity that led to the EU. Impossible to contemplate union that has yet to be replicated worldwide. Yeah, it's definitely been a... it definitely has made a lot of the markets and just general prosperity stronger. Is this pre-guillotine France? Oh, this isn't pre-guillotine France. I don't know if they were still using it at the time. Oh man, okay, I'm like really far behind now. Oh, now I lost my place. You can't compare that to the 19th century. What I meant was that the imperial powers of Europe controlled the world. Makes it the golden age of empires, and also the rise of liberal movements, socialism, spring of the people, and so on. You know, cut short. You get what I meant? Yeah, definitely. It would be really great if we could hypothetically all hold hands and enjoy a human golden age instead of X place one, yeah, and explore space together, but yet here we are dreaming is free. Yeah, I mean, amen to that, man. Amen to that. How can we make that happen? Would you consider doing a Greece run with the flavor mod Gates of the Bosporus? I would, actually. So I'm going to be finding a time to add in a stream session where I do Victoria 3. It's not one of the ongoing runs. It's one where I want to try like different mods. And so we just try the mod. We pick a country, we try the mod, and see how it is. So that could be the first one we do. Gates of the Bosporus with a Greece run. Is the plantation company any good? The one for tobacco, coffee, and sugar, not the opium one. I think it's good. Oh, well, first of all, Lol Nude, hello. Definitely if you're doing like a South America run, like Brazil, that would be a very powerful company and just export all that coffee and sugar. I think that could be a very powerful company there because you have so much of that down here. Coffee is actually a pretty good resource for exporting because it's not, in terms of where you find it, let's take a look at the resource potentials. Yeah, so you see, like, most of the world doesn't have it. All of Europe doesn't have it. So you have it in Africa here, but it's mainly in South America here. And you think about the size of Brazil or Colombia, you could really run a great plantation company in that regard. I'm thinking of taking it first and then dropping it later when a better company might be profitable. Yeah, I'd say go for it, especially if you can get one of the prestige goods based in the country that you're playing as. Yeah, they did a flavor pack for an entire continent called Latin America. Yeah, or South America. Yeah, that's true. They did do that. So you're right. Yeah, I guess they would do one for all of Africa if they did it for all of South America. Good point. More flavor for South America and maybe Asia, like when German almost go to war against Spain for some islands. Ooh, that would be fun, actually. South America and all Latin America in general, long-term definitely need more DLC. Most of the continent went to Brazil, Paraguay, and some for Bolivia. Yeah, I would take anything more in South America. I love South America runs. You built rails in that state so you could use rail saving PMs. Oh, you know, that's a good point. I think you were talking about Dobruja, right? This is true. Excellent point. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. We need to make the rails more profitable here. So actually, yeah, why don't we use more? Actually, before we use it here, let's use it here. And then, oh yeah, they need to hire. Thank you for that reminder. USA is just going through a phase. Yeah, we're just going through our teenage years. In terms of how the age of countries, it is kind of a it is kind of our teenage years, I guess you would say, right? The hurt has been on since the late '90s. I would say more the '80s. I mean, this is depending on your politics, but I would say the age of Reagan kind of began what is happening right now. But the economy is booming. Last time I heard from Mr. President. I mean, the economy always looks like it's booming when you just almost made it crash, and then reverse things that were about to fully make it crash. The U.S. is doing well only on GDP growth, and they like to rub that on everyone else's face, but is severely lacking in everything else. Let that sink in for a minute. If GDP growth is the metric to God, then China is the greatest country in the world. Yeah. Yeah. You can also, yeah. Is that really the metric for the real world and also this game? GDP growth isn't the winning condition for Victoria 3. Despite the Victoria memes, line going up is not really everything. I do plan on making a video like that at some point about what this game is really about and the things you got to keep in mind. Law progressive consideration. Oh my god, you need some royalty-free vibe music for the BRB screen. That silence was rough. You know, that's a pretty good idea. I've never thought about that before. Maybe I do need some. Ah, man, we are gaining too much of our... Oh, the U.S., yeah, the U.S. is getting... Okay. Maybe joining France might be a little tough. Oh, yeah, what was I thinking? Ah, these trade privileges with the U.S., yeah. The Wolf of Wallachia can't get out because the damn Lord still wants to keep it watching the surf toil in the soil. This is so true, yeah. Although, look at those landowners, 10% now. 10%. Alright, so I think now, let's take a look here. We're ready for some more. Okay, we need to build a cavalry unit now. So let's build, oh no, not another fleet. Another army. Yeah, we'll take an industrialist. Yeah, we'll take this guy. Ooh, excellent. But okay. Yes. And we want... Oh, we do have skirmish now. Oh, right. That, okay. We need to get some munitions plants going. That's right, we don't have lead, though. Well, we can always import it. So that's what we'll do. And then we can start upgrading to skirmish infantry here. And then get some lancers going. Alright, there we go. Alright, someday I'll fully catch up to the bottom of the chat here. Guillotine was used in France the last time. In 1977. Whoa. I did not know that. I will fully admit I am shocked by that. They used the guillotine in 1977. So it lasted roughly 200 years. The last public execution was in the late 30s or so. That Christopher Lee guy was present. Oh my god. Inspired by the ongoing reform to migration controls, Mircea Manolescu of the Intelligentsia has penned a vision for a future where borders are abolished altogether. Yeah, we will take this. We can take a little bit of hurt to the armed forces. I'm playing as Darfur. I own basically the area between Windward Coast and Egypt. Bit behind, every company I found except food seems to do poorly and can't even get to 100 prosperity until way later when I get better tier 3 techs. Ah, yeah. Yeah. That's why, yeah, agricultural stuff seems to do good, because as the larger countries start to industrialize, they want to import agricultural stuff more. Going back to what we said about flavor, aside the Balkans, I would like to see more Asian flavor. Yes, agreed. South America, the US, and now India all have their flavor. We need Indochina and Indonesia. I would love some Asian flavor, you're right. That, because there hasn't really been anything like that. We have India, but like East Asian flavor would be really cool. Or like just, yeah, the whole Indonesian region right here, Southeast Asia. That would be really cool. I would love that. Even, honestly, even one that just focuses on China, maybe. I mean, there's so much there you could work with. Stefan Ilescu, leader of the petite bourgeoisie, has been openly preaching about the benefits that a mysterious and secret political gamble can bring to our government. When asked for details, he smiles coyly, refusing to elaborate. Yeah, let's see what he does. The recently translated works of Langston Purvis have become popular within the peasant movement. The relationship has developed to the point of Langston Purvis openly endorsing the movement. Line going down is obviously like buying economy. He doesn't know the art of the deal. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm starting to wonder if there is any actual art to the deal. Or if it was just a ploy to sell books. But I don't disagree with the I don't disagree with everything before the comma, I would say. Even in Victoria, GDP growth is not everything. Your standards of living are also important. I totally agree. I think standard of living is something people don't value, or some people you'll find don't value enough in this. And I see our financial districts are building logging camps here again. A dramatic scheme in our capital has just come to fruition. Now that it's been revealed, the plot obviously had its risks and flaws, but no one can deny that it's paid off handsomely for the petite bourgeoisie this time. Alright, so we're starting to give them a little bit more political strength here. Oh yeah, let's start to bolster the liberal movement a little bit here. Now, we'll try to hold on to a little bit of an Ackman time here. Inspired by the prowess of American engineers and academics, the technically inclined industrialists have begun to align themselves with the Romanian American Fellowship. Yeah, we'll take that. Start fusing all caps. I forgot stuff. So I just don't want to you accidentally destroy your state. No, I appreciate it. I needed that. All points bulletin. What are you doing? What are you doing, Ham? Ah, man. Yeah, we need to get people here. Okay, first off... Oh, qualifications, that's right. We took social mobility off. But to be honest with you, we don't want to have to keep that all the time. Let's get a university there. A modern-day Vic3 mod is going to be awesome, though. Have all the companies you could make with software and banking and electronics and semiconductor industries all in the game. I think that would be... I would absolutely love a modern-day Victoria 3 mod, but I can see why the devs want to stay away from it, because the political fallout of how you set up certain characters, certain countries, I think would just be a massive headache for them. But someone making a mod, I think, would be much better. So yeah, I highly agree with that. Let's increase our construction sectors. I totally imagine some players going, my country is so successful, line going up, all is okay. Meanwhile, their upper strata has more money than Elon Musk, while his lower one is barely not starving. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of runs like that, where they're like, look at my GDP growth. And I'm like, yeah, but everyone in your country is dying. Unfortunately, that's how it works in real life, too. A lot of people are like, look at our economy's booming. It's like, yeah, but your people are dying, and they're sick and starving. I'm gonna say means. This game really makes you think about how much is a billion and the crazy wealth accumulation of some people. When as a fully industrialized China, you, with luck and effort, can reach 10 billion. Yeah, I mean... There was this crazy thing, this crazy way to word what $1 billion is. Somebody put it into context, and I hope I'm getting the numbers right. But I think it was just 1 billion. But they said, if you were around at the time that Jesus died, and you made $50,000 a year, in at present day, you still wouldn't have $1 billion. And that really puts into context like how much $1 billion is. And I hope I'm remembering the numbers right, but that's the thing is I don't think we all fully can comprehend just what $1 billion is, right? Like even $500 million is only like half of what a billionaire is. Like, it's just I feel like it's just an unfathomable number, unfortunately. Zabatsu, notably... Oh, hold on, I'll come back to that. Yes, this will help us. Alright, let's start utilizing some PMs in the textile mills. Oh, right, we do need more dyes, though. Man, how long until we get... Well, it's not far until we get to tier 3 there. Yeah, we really need to get through this stuff. Had the big 4, but I imagine they're leaving companies for future DLC about either Japan or Asia in general. Yeah, I feel like now with how big companies are, we'll start to get more flavor with companies with these flavor packs, right? Because now it seems like if you're going to give flavor to a country or a region, the companies have to accompany it, right? The United Kingdom casually eated half of the Chinese coast. They're really trying to shatter the Qing. Yeah, what's going on over there right now? Look at that. Oh my god. Yeah. They took their one state that they can trade through. Yeah, what does that do for... Alright, we have migration controls. Oh, well, Great Qing's on free trade now. Okay. So let's go to appointed bureaucrats. Honestly, we really need to go to that anyway, because this will greatly help us. But we promised it to the petite bourgeoisie, so that'll be the next thing we do. So now that we are off of that, so it lowered that. These guys are neck and neck. I feel like, unfortunately, we shouldn't have made this 25-year trade deal with the United States. That was a mistake. The game uses 1836 gold standard currency, though inflation doesn't exist. But I get and agree with your point. Yeah, I've heard quite a few calls for for them to find a way to incorporate inflation into the game. I know Japan has played a lot. I myself played it a lot too. Something unique about it. A DLC focusing purely on Japan would do well. Yeah, 2 of the 4 are in the game. Sumitomo would be about mining, logging camps, maybe some manufacturing things, almost surely tools. Yeah, that would be great. Don't forget to use more rail-saving PMs now that you have more people working the rails. Yeah, I'll look around. The one we need it the most, though, is here. Alright, so yeah, so we can afford a little bit more here now. So we used it here. We used it here. And this will be the last one we can use it for. Oh, you know what? We don't need barracks here. I'd rather the people who are in the barracks get hired into the Navy. So we're going to disband these 2 units. Even though, God, they have a lot of experience, but we want to do that. We don't need 20,000 people working tobacco plantations here. Or is that our only source? Damn, that's our only source of tobacco. Okay. We are going to need that. We're going to need it for mobilization options. Hey, we got some opium. We really don't need a food industry here. Although nobody's working in it, so what does it matter? The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for appointed bureaucrats has spread like wildfire across Romania, spurred by the charismatic... Oh. Hold on, we'll come back to that. Alright. Alexander Gika died. Oh, we had a general die too. We'll look at that. So now our enlightened royalist. Man, how far away are we? We are close, actually. Look at that. So we'll have it right at the end of this build queue. So we're basically going through the society tree here. And we are getting... Yes. Okay, so as long as we can keep the intelligentsia above 3, we get plus 10% speed on that. How old is this guy? 35. Alright, we got some time. We might be able to get multiculturalism off this guy. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for appointed bureaucrats has spread like wildfire across Romania, spurred on by the charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. I guess we could take this. Pop attraction to the intelligentsia. Compound interest, though. Yeah. 1,000 seconds is 16 minutes. 1 million seconds is 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 32 years. The UK has not enough with the century of humiliation and want for a millennium. Damn. Realistically, China would have shattered into many warring states if this happened, with the mandate lost and such. I mean, it shattered like all the time when things went way less bad than UK owning half the coast. Coming to in that DLC, who knows? Yeah, you're right. This is like the run where like the Heavenly Kingdom needs to split off. Ah, yeah, that's a good idea, right? Renegotiate it down to 5 years. Can we do like... Yeah, I wouldn't mind just owing them an obligation. And can we get a goods transfer out of it? Will you buy some of our stuff? Yeah, buy some of our steel. Because we want the company to build more of it. Yeah, that really lowered it though. What if we just do this? Yeah. Then we don't owe them an obligation. And then we're just bound to it for 5 years. Yeah, we'll just do this. There we go. Great idea. Definitely makes it a little bit more manageable. Oh yeah, and this army needs a new person. Now I think we'll hire an armed forces guy, because we don't want these guys to become marginalized. We need this patriotic fervor for when we go to war. So I think we'll take... Yeah, we'll take this guy, Lucian Herbazacci. Alright. A new admiral has presented himself at the ports of Dobruja, cheerfully acclaimed by his peers. However, the nephew of Virgil Starduza has also postulated that he has a most profound interest in the same title. Yeah, no, we'll take the trade unions guy. So let's see who we got. Here he is. A Republican naval commander. Excellent. How are you going to deal with the 25 plus million in your investment pool? Yeah. This is a very good question, right? Reminiscent of our Morocco run where I had 40 million in. I'm like, oh man, we're gonna be, what do I gotta do? I gotta spend this down. Oh. Ooh, hold on. Okay, we got a problem going on there. What is this war that we did not get? Oh, this is just this thing. Oh, I could have joined in on this. We didn't get a notification on it. Well, let's put an interest in North Germany, because I think we want to make sure too, for some reason Prussia is disinterested in us. We got to fix that. Wow, you rolled excellent RNG for that Enlightened Royalist. Better rush that tech. Yeah, seriously, right? That's what we're going towards. So we're basically trying to finish out tier 2 here. In fact, yeah, maybe we go for human rights before we go for steel frame buildings. How are you and the fam doing today? Oh, we're doing good, actually. Thank you for asking. Today the kids got to stay home, and I spent the entire day at Chuck E. Cheese. So, I'm doing wonderful. But they had a lot of fun, and it tired them out, and that's really all that matters right there. As long as the kids are exhausted, they go right to sleep. Analot, hey, how are you? Been enjoying your tutorials. Oh, thanks for making them. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by and saying thank you. Good to have you here. I'm glad they're helpful. Trying to get through the next chapter of the Congo starting steps series right now. I was supposed to be able to get through more of it if I didn't have to go to Chuck E. Cheese today. You can cheese it and renegotiate it to give them $200 for 5 years, and that's it. Oh, they get plus 1,000 because they consider it a gift. Oh man. See, that's my problem with being behind in chat right now. Embrace the cheese. Oh, now we need... Okay, so now we need lead. So we're actually... Let's do a small subvention on this. Oh, and I gotta fix our government alignment here. Oh, we don't need the landowners anymore. But these guys don't like each other. Alright, well, let's keep just the petite bourgeoisie in here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, we can't get anybody with them. Alright, we're just going to hover above unacceptable government here. But we will do it. What's up with the best Victoria streamers having loud cars in the background? Oh yeah, I think in my last video you could hear some of the cars, right? First of all, thank you for including me in that list. I swear to God, the last like couple of weeks, the cars only get loud the moment I start recording. I won't hear them like the whole day. Even while I'm doing a stream earlier in the day, I won't hear them. The moment I start recording, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm trying to like edit it out and everything, and it just won't work. While I'm recording it, sometimes I'll stop speaking and wait for the car to leave, and then continue speaking again. And sometimes it still gets in there. It's so annoying. But it's, yeah, it's true, right? What is with all the loud cars? Our efforts to pass the appointed bureaucrats law have run into several classic bureaucratic hurdles. Debates rage around such lofty matters as the correct shape of filing cabinets. Well, we can afford a hit to bureaucracy, so we will take that and get our success chance. Jeez, that's right. The spreadsheet guide, too. It's the North American paper walls combined with living in a city. This is true. I live in a city, and I have a very loud street next to me, unfortunately. I think the problem, too, is that, like, I record around the time people start... I think people start, like, leaving the city. So, that might be part of the problem right there. I probably need to be recording at like this time of night in order for it to be quiet. I really love how the game gives different army images for different cultures. Yeah, next time you play in Africa, Arabia, and Asia, please show their evolution. Whenever someone show them with tanks. Oh yeah, 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 right. Because like ours right now. Yeah, are all going to be these. But yeah, it's true. You're right. It's kind of an underappreciated element of the game. All of the military images. I always love this little dude on the European Irregular Infantry. Angry with that kind of mustache. He kind of looks like Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York if he didn't have a hat. This was the war that turned Bill the Butcher into the villain. That's what this is. All right. Yeah, spreadsheet guy. That's who I was referring to. Yeah. Classic. And it's not in the game wiki, so gameplay is the only way to find those images. Yeah, that's interesting, right? You're right. Those images aren't in the wiki, oddly. Alright. Actually, what is grain in our market? Are we using fertilizer and all that stuff? Why are they not hiring here? We have plenty of people. I'm back. What did I miss? We're kind of... I feel like this episode is kind of a setup episode. This episode is like that Game of Thrones episode where it's gonna be like, oh man, something big's happening at the end of the episode, and they're like, next week on Game of Thrones, the big war you were waiting for. So you miss a lot of building. Yeah, I think you got some delay for chat. You're like two. No, I am like 2 minutes behind because I'm so far behind in chat. That's the problem. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's chat messages, and I've gotten so far. Wait, I'm at the end. I'm finally caught up. Here we are. Don't forget to upgrade your Insta. Oh yeah. I'm so bad on all social media. I always have been. I think that this is the one old guy thing in me. I've always been bad with with being up to date on social media. Ham starts recording random car. Yes, my time has come. Seriously, that's what it feels like. Like, I feel like somebody up there is recording something right now. Because it's not just the fact that it's loud cars. It feels like it's cars with horrible engines. It's like all the people who have awful cars are like, now is my time to hit the streets. Cars with awful engines and people with motorcycles who think they're really cool with their motorcycle. No, institution. Wait, what's with institutions? Did I miss something? Alright, so we're on to the barracks here. Okay, so we need... law progress consideration. Alright, so let's just subsidize this. Because honestly, we could also start using it in some of the other buildings. Alright, we also need to start exporting silk. Yeah, like we should be able to beat someone like Spain and two Sicilies in silk. Why no schools? I want schools. We just haven't been able to get to it yet because of all the laws we had to pass. Actually, yeah, because we started with like serfdom, traditionalism, slavery. We're doing this one because we made a promise for that. Next, we want to get off of agrarianism and switch to interventionism, and then I think we start going for schools and healthcare. Yeah, we also needed to get off of peasant levies. We basically started with all the worst laws, although now that I think about it, no, we're going to go cultural exclusion next, because that will help us with this. How did they jump up? Oh, France has... Oh, they were humiliated. Who humiliated them? Great Britain. Ah, that's why they've fallen behind in their influence over us. Okay. Bot. Oh, did we get the Twitch bot? Oh yeah, there it is. It's a Twitch party now, because the Twitch bot showed up. Thank you. Upgrade, then invest in them. Do what a lot of government doesn't do. Yeah, like my government, the U.S. government. We're cutting back on it for some strange reason. Traditionalism, serfdom, and slavery, Romania is garbage, and the thing is that it is historically accurate. Yeah, like many other countries at the time, right? Don't you know if people go to schools, that's less time in the fields? Landowners. I know, that one landowner guy. He's slowly shrinking, but he still thinks he's like big and powerful. Soldiers are complaining that they have no way to open their canned food. I always love this one. I just find it so funny. Yeah, they'll figure it out. You guys are already happy we can do that. You know, I forgot too. We could actually go with a trade deal with Denmark. Because weren't they, there was something we were trading. I was like, oh yeah, steel. Can we get some trade privileges? Yes, we can. Alright, let's do that. So let's see what that did. Alright, improve things a little bit there. Don't go cultural exclusion, go schools, even if religious, and then try to go straight to multiculturalism in the future. Well, oh wait, hold on, let me read this here. Prominent members of the intelligentsia, outspoken supporters of appointed bureaucrats, and close allies of Mircea Manolescu, or it's probably Mircea Manolescu, has been exposed in a corruption scandal, having exchanged political favors for personal gifts. Well, yeah, we can lose a little bit more bureaucracy, a little bit. So the reason why I want to get cultural exclusion is because part of the reason we're getting a hit to France here is primary culture with low acceptance, because we only share a European heritage. So if we get cultural exclusion, European heritage is enough to get them accepted. So I mainly want it at the moment to give the French power bloc some more stuff. Although, now that we are in this situation, it will give the U.S. power bloc a little bit more stuff. Although the U.S. is going to lose that influence in 3 years, so it'll still help us in the long run. Wait, you need a voting system. It's your chance now with the radical leader, petite bourgeoisie. Well, no, our leader... Oh, yeah. What does this guy endorse here? Yeah, no, he doesn't... This guy doesn't endorse anything, but our petite bourgeoisie guy, yeah, we could get something. We could also use a good... Hey, look at that. Just as we're looking at it, we get an additional one. Who can we get? We can't get anybody. Oh, our religion law. God, once again, we got a lot of laws to change here. Oh, damn. Okay, hold on. Our building went too good. So first of all, let's build 2 more construction sectors. Let's take a look here. Use a little bit more wood. Alright, so let's build... Can we build more wood? No, we can't. Now let's get some... Yeah, furniture and clothes. We'll do 2 of those. Oh, and we could use... Oh, yeah, look at that. And maybe one more of these. Game kind of punish you for not going cultural exclusion sometimes because the newly accepted people would rather want to stick to exclusion when before they were okay with multicultural. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It'll... Oh, yeah. No, that's a great point. It'll hurt us to get to multiculturalism. You're right. That is a good reason to maybe give it pause. Since we are on our way here, right? So in about 13 to 14 years, we should have human rights. Oh, look, we're up to major power. That's not bad. Yeah. Waiting here until Denmark forms a power block. Now, that would be just our luck. After getting that trade deal with Denmark, now they throw their hat in the power block ring. Very FAQ. You, I got mine. Pulls out the ladder situation. Yeah. Yeah. I got mine. Screw you. I heard your reasoning, and they are good, but if you can go multiculturalism, you can go for it, not to mention the reformist won't oppose that. Yeah. You must hate elections. First law I pass, if possible, is census or at least wealth voting. Yeah, I don't hate voting. I just hate it when people vote the wrong way. Now, we've had a lot of things we've had to go for first. Nice. All right, so what we will do is... Yeah, so we're not going to go off of national supremacy yet. This is a great point. We want to stay on that until we get to multiculturalism. So we're going to go interventionism. Then... No, I think actually we're going to go schools first. We really do need to start catching up in tech. We'll go schools, interventionism, and then, yeah, get some voting, and then get some churching. That is a whole bunch of laws. Although we could also get off of censorship and help France get some leverage on us. A radical and an enlightened royalist in the same government is interesting because both want a fully politically free society, but one wants a monarchy while the other wants a republic. Yeah. Yeah, right? They're going to be friends until that moment that they no longer are. Time to separate the church and the state. You can get public schools from separating church. Oh, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah. Ooh, boy. Okay. We're going to have to address that because we had some sales we were doing to them. No, that's a great point. We do want to go to public schools. Or even private schools, but mainly public schools. But you're right. We got to get off of this first. And this will be tough. Well, when we finish appointed bureaucrats, we'll see what we can do there. Thing is, reformists would vehemently oppose multiculturalism if already on cultural exclusion. Yeah, I know. That's an excellent point. It's the one thing I always hate about the radical ideology is that... yeah, where is it here? Oh, wait, is it them? Do they not have a stance? I thought they did. Yeah. I thought they did. Schools and a voting system are fundamental. Otherwise, you are stuck with powerful aristocrat pops and no legitimacy. Autocracy gives plus 50% political strength. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, kind of is time, right? It seems like everybody wants it. Maybe that is the next move. Yeah, because if we can get off autocracy, we can get a legitimate government that'll help us get off of state religion. Problem is, we really need to get onto interventionism. This hit, at this point in time, this negative 25% capitalist investment pool contribution efficiency, although now that I say it out loud, we're kind of good on the investment pool for some time. We've probably bought ourselves some time on that. It will be fine. The church doesn't have much power. Yeah, that's true, right? Yeah, how are they only at 9.9% and we're on state religion? Radicals are not reformers. Reformers are the ones with the weights icon. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. This is exactly why I go voting system first. Plus, you can manipulate the elections. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I've held off on voting for too long. I'm just trying to prepare myself for what the future United States is going to be. Get myself accustomed to no voting rights. Too soon? Too soon? Alright, what was I going to look at here? A new guard of intelligentsia bureaucrats are outshining the landowners in every aspect of their work. This is a very encouraging omen for the efficacy of appointed bureaucrats. Yeah, we'll take this. Alright. Alright, we're at the 3-hour mark now, so we're going to take a short break. Appease the Twitch ad gods. And then we will be right back. So, bathroom break, be right back. Alright. And we're back. We are back. Okay. Voting system, total separation, public schools would be my way to go. And from there, whatever suits the situation, best of luck on that endeavor. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what we go. And then, but I would add in, after public schools, we're going to go interventionism. We might, though, in that line there, at some point, maybe get off of censorship. Because it looks like we can get it. We can get protected speech. Oh. No. Oh, yes. Yeah, look at this. If we got protected speech... Ooh. Okay, hold on here. We get faster text spread, and we get less leverage resistance. We kind of want... Okay. We could get this through pretty fast. I think we're going to go protected speech, and then voting system, total separation, public schools, because that will really help us get into this power block. It'll lower our leverage. Although, okay, maybe not. France, you're killing me with the infamy and the timed modifiers. Alright, scratch that. We'll hold off for a little bit until France loses their timed modifiers and infamy. So we will go voting system next. You might not need interventionism. You might get a humanitarian leader with human rights and pass multiculturalism, or you might be able to pass protected speech. Maybe. Oh, wait, hold on. I missed. Make sure you go wealth voting. It will make your industrial initially really, really powerful because they have all the money, and they will team making them OP with how things are at the moment, easily giving you 80 legitimacy. Or with human rights, best luck, compulsory education, level 5 education, boom. Yeah, that's true, right? I mean, wealth voting will definitely give the power to our industrialists. But there might come a time where we don't want to give the industrialists all the political strength. See, I'm tempted to go universal suffrage. It doesn't have such a high stall chance, and generally it would be better. Yeah, because the industrialists are at 20% right now. See, I don't want to make it that the industrialists are like 40% clout. I do want to keep the clout somewhat level, so that when we want to get people in and out, it's possible. I might go universal suffrage first. Oh, the executive of one of our companies died. I forget. I think this guy was already there. Yeah, this guy's definitely new. Alcoholic, expensive tastes. But nothing that helps a company. Census suffrage or riot. You might be able to pass it by event having a radical leader in the government. The Romanian Constitution event. Oh, I don't know that event. And literacy is better than wealth anyway. What I meant is that you get an event for that while enacting census or universal suffrage with a radical leader. Oh, so I can get the event with universal suffrage too then, huh? Yeah. See, this would be good if I want to give more power to my intelligentsia. I might go universal suffrage then if I can get that event. An affair between Trian Sturzda and Theodore Lupu's spouse has reached our ears, threatening to affect his public image if we don't destitute the general. Is he a good general? Yeah, he is. Alright, now. Yeah, no, we'll go this. You got syphilis. Poor guy. Oh, that's right. We need to sell some goods here to make up for what we had. Why do these guys suddenly not care for us? Oh, the ideological differences of our governments. What's their government? Oh, the landowners. What can we do with these guys? We can get trade privileges. Yeah, let's sell you some coal. You want to buy 200 coal from us? See, I always forget. Okay. But we have a 50-50 shot at this. Although this will give this is going to give leverage to Great Britain. Maybe we hold off on this, but I do want to try to sell them something. What do they really want? Universal suffrage sounds fair as well. One man, one vote. Oppose the Twitchers' wealth voting elitism. Up with YouTube populism. Yeah, that would be funny. Do a mod for the game where the interest groups are YouTube and Twitch. And then the marginalized kick. Hey, Joe, what's up? Do you think the U.S. is close to allowing D.C. to be a state after the president took control of the police? I don't know. I mean, my initial instinct is no. I don't think they'll ever let D.C. be a state. But then again, there's a lot of things that are happening right now that I never thought would happen, so who knows? Who knows? 5% chance. If we give them trade privileges, we have a 50-50 shot at selling this stuff. We kind of need to sell this stuff. Let's go for it. You need 2/3 majority in the Senate for DC statehood. Good luck with that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think anything significant is going to pass through our Congress anytime soon. Everything is so... Although, I don't know, that being said, the problem is we have one party that holds a lot of power and another party that doesn't know how to resist anything. So, anything could really happen, to be honest. I just say do wealth voting first so you can pass reform laws easier, and it also gives intelligentsia more strength. I mistyped. And if you go universal, you will have a strong farmer class that will fight you every step of the way, and it's not hard to change from wealth to universal. That's actually a very good point, too. Let's take a look at our population. Who do we have the most of? Laborers. And then shopkeepers. Machinists. So going universal suffrage will actually bring the trade unions up. This afternoon, Mircea Manolescu, leader of the intelligentsia, delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of appointed bureaucrats. Yeah, let's just go this. Oh. We got a petite bourgeoisie market liberal. Okay. A new figure has risen in the ranks of the petite bourgeoisie. Oh, yeah, organizing an innovative pressure campaign in support of abolishing the corn laws. I forgot we still got the corn laws going. Yeah, we'll take pop attraction to the liberal movement. You have 6% farmers. Most of your people are laborers and machinists. You're getting a stronger trade unionist, not farmers. Yeah, no, I didn't think of that. Yeah, universal suffrage will really give a lot of strength to laborers. So yeah, our farmers are not that plentiful. Yanni, hey, good morning. Hey, how are you? Good morning, Tam. If you hold loss on topic in Vic 3 guides. If you hold lost on topic in Vic 3 guides. Oh, wait, what do you mean? How about political lobbies? Have been trying to make achievement 5 major political lobbies, but after 5 years, only 2/5 have been made a lobby. Oh, I see, like a guide on political lobbies. Yeah. That's true. Maybe look at political lobbies. Yeah, I have done a video on political movements, though that was before the last update. Maybe something about lobbies. I would like to do a guide dedicated to law passing. So that would kind of combine lobbies and political movements. So I might try to do something like that. You know, it's funny, Drake, the Dreaming Dragon, your argument actually made me feel like, oh yeah, I kind of want to go universal suffrage, because I do want to empower the laborers. I will need somebody to kind of be the opposition force to my industrialists here. Hell, autocorrect, yeah. If you hold a list off topics. Yeah. Hold a list. Oh, wait. Hold a list of topics. I see. I got it. Yeah. If you hold a list of topics, yeah, how about political lobbies? Yeah, that's a good idea, right? Alright, well, we need to start selling some buildings. That much is for true. So let's sell a couple of these. Oh, they're selling. Goodbye. Oh, no. Where'd they go? There we go. Let's take them off of sale. Okay. Now wait. Yeah, we're not making nearly as much on this treaty than we did. Twitch elitist defeated. We were riding with Maximilian. We were riding with populism. Yeah, now that I'm seeing the numbers, I'm wrong. I'm thinking with countries like the U.S., yeah, Germany and China, would be far better. Yeah, yeah. No, it makes sense, right? Yeah, because probably in those runs, yeah, this like top one is probably farmers, right? Yeah, in ours we don't have as many. Alright, so... Alright, so let's start slowly. Alright. Yeah, let's upgrade to skirmish. This will create more of a demand for these munitions. Are we getting... Yeah, we need to start importing lead to a much higher degree. Oh, the British. Can we renegotiate this? Will you give us lead? Wait, what? The British market... Yeah, you guys got a ton of lead. Great Britain cannot transfer more than 10. Well, that sucks. We're importing a lot of stuff, though. Hey, Wave, hello, hello. What is the benefit of selling buildings like this? So the benefit is... Well, I guess, so to be honest, the benefit isn't as drastic. I'm still kind of playing this in our earlier mindset. When we first started, we had a much higher interest rate. I'm actually glad you asked that question. So when we first started, we were at a much lower rank. So I guess I'm still in the mindset, sell buildings because you don't want to go into debt. But our interest rate is actually really good now. I got to keep that in mind. But even so, generally, I generally don't like to hold, so you don't get any dividends after selling. So generally, I find government-owned buildings to be not that beneficial. Because if you look at our current economic system, we get a plus 30% government dividends efficiency. So that means we get a base 25%. So we get 55% government dividends efficiency. So if you look at, let's take a look at a government-owned building. Let's take a look at one that's making a good amount of money here. Here we go. We own 2 levels of this, right? Well, this is small money. Why don't I have anything that's making a good amount of money? How about in Moldavia here? Alright, well, whatever. So you look at the government dividends here. £521 for 3 levels in Romania. But if you look at what we're actually getting. Let's see, where's... Oh yeah, because we have multiple ones. I am really failing in explaining my point here. So let's take a look at this one. Government dividends, 233. If we look at what the government dividends are here, yeah, so we lose about half of it. So the actual dividends from this building to us are £233. But what actually gets to our income is 128. So we lose half of the money, half of the profits from any building that's government owned. So generally it's best to have things privately owned, because then your pops keep the full amount of the profit. The profits don't get lost, and then you tax them and you get money that way. And on top of it, it helps make your industrialists more powerful. That being said, yeah, I do need to start changing my mindset a little bit here. Our interest rate is 8%. We can actually afford to go into debt, which means we're going to start... So we've maxed out construction in Wallachia. We're going to start putting construction in Moldavia and start building up the inputs there. Although we're out of people there. The owners do, but as I explained to you, the government... Oh, wait. Money at hand, dividends for your ownership pop. Unless on command economy, your government dividend sucks, so you get rid of that, yeah. It also alleviates pressure on your bureaucracy. Oh, yeah, that's also a great point, too, right? Yeah, you pay bureaucracy for every nationally owned building level. You lose bureaucracy per nationally owned building. This is why I privatize everything, focusing mainly on manufacturing first, and then resource and farms in that order. And then so the owners get dividends. The government dividends are not 100%, but more like 25 to 35, unless you have command economy. And then the owner pop reinvests that money to your investment pool, allowing you to build. There's actually no economic system where you keep 100% of your government dividends. The closest one is, command economy. So you get plus 40% government dividends efficiency. So with the base 25%, you get plus 65%. And so the most that you can keep of your government dividends is 65% with command economy. So even then, you're losing 35% of it. Now there are cases where it is good to have a government-owned building, but generally, I find it's best to do it private. I do think that does come down to a play style, though. You can do play styles where you hold things government-owned. I don't think it's one of those things that's like, you just don't do that. But personally, I think it's best to keep things privately owned. I was thinking with the U.S. number of people, even with trying our hardest to get the people in the factories, the U.S. has a lot of people, and with all those people, the birth rate is high, making the farmer class very strong. Not so hard getting the people in the factory with a tiny country, sorry. No worries. Because you're right, and also if we were closer to the beginning part of the game, I think the amount of farmers we have also would have been much higher here. That is wrong. You forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. Tech. I forgot about tech. You're right. There are techs that'll give you more government dividends efficiency. I always forget about the tech. So basically, you're enriching your people, allowing them to build and or invest more efficiently. Yes. Kind of empowering the private sector here to use their investment pool to build more. Which, speaking of which, okay, so we could use some more tools here. An influential faction within the armed forces has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of appointed bureaucrats. Themselves in favor of the law, they have now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. Yeah, we'll take this one. Get the intelligentsia some more pop attraction. Can you buy buildings back from foreign powers that have or used to have investment rights? Yeah, absolutely. I haven't given away any investment rights, so I can't show an example here, but basically, like, you would go to the nationalize button here, and then you would see, like, British owned, right? And then you would buy it back. And you can do that for the most part, and it's kind of okay. Like, when you buy a building back, it'll show you who's going to, like, become radical. But if you're buying it back from another country, or if you're nationalizing it, it'll show you if they're getting, like, upset about it. If you do it too much, a country might get pissed about it. But you can actually do it quite a bit before anybody gets pissed. As long as they no longer have them, and your economy law is not laissez-faire, yeah, you can nationalize buildings if you compensate them for that. Command and cooperative, again, being the exception, you need not pay any compensation with command. Well, you can also, you can do that now as well. Just you suffer some penalties. So, like, yeah, not a good example there. Let's look at a privately owned building here. Oh, that's right. That's right. So let me remind myself here. Which ones are the ones that allow you? Oh, yeah. So on interventionism, yeah. Oh, no. Disable nationalization without compensation. Which ones allow you to do that? Yeah, I guess that would just be cooperative ownership, right? I feel like you used to be able to have the option with either interventionism or agrarianism. I wonder if that changed or not. Yeah, right. Good God, no one opposes the law. Let it pass. I know. Why are we still stuck on this? If this doesn't pass on August 16th, I'm going to be pissed. So cool. Thank you for answering. What a cool game. Yeah, thanks for stopping. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. It's good to have somebody new. Maximilian being right again. Yeah, well done. That's a command cooperative or the exception. Yep. Yeah, you had me on that one. Yeah, I thought you used to be able to have the option to nationalize without compensation on one of those things. I don't know. Maybe I was just drunk. Who knows? We riot like... Yeah, this doesn't pass on August 16th. We riot like the French. Alright, what are we building next, though? We have a very empty queue here. Oh, we could actually use more sulfur, of all things. Actually, Are we employed there? Yeah, we are. But we could also... Okay, hold on. We're not utilizing our PMs. Ah, we're not okay. We're not utilizing our railroads. So build 3 more of those. And how are... Sorry with the... I'm flying by the menus here. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Save your right for the suffrage fools. we can ride on multiple things. Oh, let's speed this up a little bit. Spain formed a power block? What's theirs about? Religious convocation? No, thank you. Oh, God, yeah, the French one is just fading into the dust. We're going to have to work on that. Alright, we might need to start making some alliances the good old-fashioned way. I might be trying to lean into this power block thing a little too much. I mean, we're getting all buddy-buddy with the U.S., and you're still cautious with us. Yeah, see, that's the problem. I feel like we're not going to really be able to get an alliance. Nobody has multilateral alliances here. So what is the problem with the French? High infamy. God, their whole leverage on me has really gone down. Oh, well, oh, that's because, okay, so we lost all the treaties with them. I didn't realize that. Alright. Well, they don't want to give us trade privileges. So they don't want any type of trade privileges. I don't want to give them investment rights. Why do you not want us to have this? Our military spending is too high? See, it would be helpful if if we had the damn landowners in government, of all things. In the midst of the debate surrounding appointed bureaucrats, one of the country's leading playwrights, strongly associated with the intelligentsia, has staged a widely acclaimed play whose politically laden theme makes no secret of the author's desire for the law to be passed. Do we really need to get success up to like 100% in order to get this damn law passed? You don't need an alliance. You have excellent RNG. Russia just went to war against Austria, breaching the Holy League. This is a good point, but we are leaving it to chance. I wonder, let's take a look at what it would say. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Russia is allied... Wait, Russia is allied to Austria. I thought that was... Oh, in a defensive pact. Right, I'm done. I had a 99% law, took a screenshot and all. That sucks. Oh, man. Virgil Cutenu has offered to spend some of their personal wealth to fund the creation of a university in Romania and Bessarabia. This will likely give the industrialists some influence. We'll do that. I was wrong this time. Damn. Yeah, I didn't realize that either. See, now we really need the French. Although, they're now the 6th ranked army. Look at the United States. Oh, yeah, you did ask how the family and everybody's doing. Yeah, doing well. The kids were home from camp today, so I spent the day at Chuck E. Cheese. They had a great time. For some reason, just watching them run around and play at Chuck E. Cheese exhausts me. But they were tired for bedtime, so that's all that matters. Ugh. Well, guys, I think we reached the stopping point for tonight. It's getting late, but I think we're at a good point. So I think when we come back on Wednesday, I mean, we're definitely going to get this passed, and then from there, we need an ally. We need somebody to ally with us. Because essentially we're going to be taking on Austria and Russia. Unless we can get into some type of war that they start. But that's ifs. I still think our best bet is to get into the French power bloc. To be able to call them in as an ally. Unless we suddenly can change relations with like Great Britain or the United States. But that's, I think, where we're going for next. And I think now, at this point... let's get another person in here just so I don't forget. I think at this point, if we increase our military power projection, that will help us quite a bit. USA could be your ally, and they're 1 million conscripts. Yeah. Well, it seems like, too, they have even a large... Oh, no, they still don't have a large standing army. Yeah, but they're projecting them #1 here. Yeah. So if we could get them... I still think France, though, might be our best bet. The kids had a great time. Your wallet cried... My wallet cried heavily. Oh, that Chuck E. Cheese. It's such a money drain. I mean, it's kind of worth it in how much the kids enjoy it and how tired they end up at the end of it, but boy, is it not cheap. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Yanni. Yeah, thank you for the show. Sorry for bad typing. Oh, no worries. No worries at all, man. Thank you. Hey, Unicorn Sparkles. Hello. Hey. How are you? Oh, we're just about to end here. Too bad. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, though. I would go for USA since they are almost influential. It kind of seems like it, right? I bet if we went into the USA block. Oh, you've been lurking. Oh, awesome. Good to know then. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I always love a good lurk. I'm a lurker myself, so I appreciate lurking. Yeah, so when we come back next time, I think we really will be able to finally get the alliance with somebody that we need, and then we can finally start planning this move against Austria. Only 30 minutes left. Yeah, could be worth it. But let's see. So the next time I'm on will be on Wednesday. Wednesday morning we'll be continuing the Civilization 7 run. And then on Wednesday night we'll be doing some more Victoria 3. Yeah. Not quite like, no, not like Diddy lurking. Twitch lurking is a supportive act. Diddy lurking is a criminal act. And then actually on my schedule now you'll see we're kind of switching up Fridays. This Friday we're moving away from Frostpunk 2 for a little bit. We're going to start a Crusader Kings run on Friday, just temporarily. We'll be coming back to some Friday night Frostpunk later in the fall. But we're going to try some Crusader Kings 3 on Fridays. But yeah, next time I'm on will be Wednesday. So yeah, thanks for watching tonight, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks for chatting. It always makes it fun. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. And as always, be awesome. I'll see you next time.